Welcome back to the channel. Excuse all of the luggage and other things around me. Someone needs to get into that loft to inspect the house. I know you guys have commented on before, but please keep your hate-filled comments strictly to the comments section, where I will equally come back and abuse you for any abuse you give me. Don't test me, fool. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about England's fly-half conundrum. So, we've got two fly-halves between Finn Smith and Marcus Smith, who have the potential to start for England at the moment. Marcus Smith, of course, started all of the tests against New Zealand down in the Southern Hemisphere tour that they did a few months ago. So he kind of has the advantage there. I gotta be honest with you, he's played fantastically, but I think a lot of people that don't watch the Premiership, and I know that's a large percentage of you, I mean, I think 30% of my watchers are from South Africa, there's another like 20% from Ireland as well. They probably don't know too much about Finn Smith, who's his competitor. Finn Smith is an excellent fly half. He championed Northampton to a Premiership title last year. A lot of it was, it was a team effort, but a lot of it was off of his back. He was sensational. And I just want to have a quick comparison between the two fly halves and what they differently bring compared to each other. So Marcus Smith is a bit more of a known quantity on the international stage because he's started more games than Finn Smith. Marcus Smith, as we all know, very, very creative. Give him an inch of space, he takes it for a mile. Great decision-making in terms of attacking the point of the defensive line. That is also why he can be interchangeable at that 15 shirt, because I think that's where Steve Borthwick recognised he also has that attacking prowess to understand where to attack the line. Kicking also great. His decision-making, I think, has also really, really improved over the previous years from when he was originally included in Eddie Jones's squad. I think that's probably what the difference is compared to what he is now compared to what he was. And he's very much becoming a hugely international level fly half because of that. His kicking is also good, very, very serviceable. But yeah, it's the ball carrying, it's the creating space out of nothing, that kind of like Finn Russell-esque kind of ability that he has. And the big improvement again that we've seen from Marcus Smith over the years is that he used to come awake and dominate for games for like 45 minutes and 60 minutes at a time, and then sometimes he would disappear for at least 20 minutes of the game. Not last year, not of recent. He is dominant for a full 80 minutes of the game. He's there, he's creating breaks, he's, putting other players in positions where they can succeed in terms of attacking prowess. That's what you get with Marcus Smith. Looking at Finn Smith, he is probably a little bit more like your typical fly half in terms of plays the territory, very good at kicking you into right areas of the pitch. But don't get fooled by thinking this is just like another like Johnny Wilkinson or a Toby Flood or some other English fly half that's the only thing they're good at, where they've a little less attacking creativity than, say, like Marcus Smith. Finn Smith also has that flair, the ability to make breaks, his understanding with other positions such as like the centres and the forwards and the scrum half and having that connection together. Like, he really has created great attacking opportunities for Northampton that made them very dominant. The way I compare kind of like Finn Smith and Marcus Smith is that like Marcus Smith's like flair and attacking prowess is like a 10, and is like his other skills in terms of being a fly half is like an 8 out of 10. So like in terms of like doing the basics of kicking, passing, everything like that, it's probably like there. Whereas Finn Smith is like the other, where his basics in terms of fly half play is like a 10, and his flair is like an 8. And so it kind of gives England a bit of a decision to make in terms of which direction they want to take their team in terms of fly half play. The thing is that Marcus Smith is always going to have the advantage at this point. He's started more games, he's older, he's probably earned that shirt. He's not played badly for England. In fact, I think he was a bright spot for England in all those tests that he played for New Zealand and in previous performances as well. And he also has versatility in being able to play 15. I definitely think it's his shirt to lose. I think he's played excellently. I would like to see him starting at least 3 tests in a row in probably all of the autumn internationals at fly half. I think it would be good to get Finn Smith in for at least one of the games, have him start, give him some experience, because at the end of the day, injuries do happen. You want to have someone in there stepping in that they're used to wearing the England shirt. It's not brand new to them. And at the moment, Finn Smith has had very limited time in that 10 shirt for England, and I think he could really use that kind of international experience, as it is a step up from the domestic game. The thing for me that I think is interesting though is that Finn Smith is just a pure out and out 10, and Marcus Smith now has been tested at this 15 shirt for England and most recently with Quins. But I think it is telling that after he started at Quins at 15 for the first time, there was an article that came out on BBC Sport, and I'll put it here as a link, and I'll also show it on the video. He basically said, I don't want to be playing 15 regularly. I am a 10, I want to be playing 10. So with that, maybe what I'm about to say is a bit moot, but maybe it is something that can happen in the future. I think 15 and who we pick it there also kind of plays into this decision making. I think George Furbank playing 15 he's probably got the stamp on that shirt at the moment. I think Freddie Stewart is maybe competing for that role a little bit, and he might come into games where being really good under the high ball is more important, and possession is more important. I'm talking like for games against like teams like South Africa, playing teams like that. But Furbank, I think, has won that. And I think if Furbank is injured, then maybe there's an opportunity for Finn Smith and Marcus Smith to be on the pitch at the same time, and have Finn Smith starting at 10 and have Marcus Smith starting at 15, which means that you can then maybe even play them interchangeably as well. Not that we've seen Finn Smith at 15 at all, but I'm just saying that there is an opportunity for both these players to be on the pitch at the same time. If I'm Steve Borthwick though, as I said, I'm starting Marcus Smith from 10 from the Autumn Internationals, but I'm making sure that Finn Smith gets at least one game, I think, starting at 10 for a full 80 minutes. I think Marcus Smith has earned that 10 shirt, but I think it would be short-sighted not to see Finn Smith get some game time under his belt, understand how it is playing with England, especially as it seems because the out-and-out scrum half at the moment for England is Alex Mitchell. Yes, he's carrying an injury and I don't think he's going to be available for the Autumn Internationals, but Alex Mitchell has that connection with Finn Smith that would really add to the attack and could also really benefit that chemistry within the team as well. Having said that, I think scrum half is an interesting position for England as well. I might go into a video about who's going to be able to step into that 9 shirt now that Alex Mitchell's injured, because I definitely do think Alex Mitchell kind of stepped into that shirt and really made it his own of recent times. He has been excellent, but now he's not there. I think there's a lot of good opportunities for other scrum halves to take that position. So I think that's probably a video I'll be doing in the future. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should England be starting Marcus Smith? Should they be starting Finn Smith? What do you think? As I said, as I'll round out, I think Finn Smith at least deserves an opportunity at some point during the Autumn Internationals to show us what he can do in the shirt. As a bit of an addendum to this video, I know there's one fly half I've not mentioned specifically, and that's George Ford. I originally, when I recorded the video in the first place, I thought George Ford would be injured for the Autumn Internationals, but there's now news that he could be there and available for the squad. I think he's been included in the squad, and he could have potential game time. For me, for my opinion, I think the potential and the ceiling of both Marcus Smith and Finn Smith outweighs what George Ford could give you. I think if you've got a World Cup tomorrow or a Six Nations tomorrow, this is the time to maybe play George Ford as a really experienced fly half in there that can boss the attack, boss everything to do with the fly half position. But the thing is, I think what you can really gain from this Autumn International Series, considering there's not a huge amount at stake other than just pride and playing a good performance, is testing out these two fly halves that I think have such a high ceiling. I mean, you're watching these guys week in, week out at club rugby, and the things they can do are sensational. It feels like a wasted opportunity not to start Marcus Smith and Finn Smith. And maybe that's what Borthwick has decided. He's decided to include George Ford in the squad so that he can give teachings to these two fly halves, and then they will ultimately start the games. It's an interesting thing to look out for. By no means do I derate George Ford and his ability. I think he's an excellent fly half, but there are multiple things in there in terms of just seeing the potential of the two Smiths, as well as the fact that George Ford is only just coming back from injury as well as the Autumn International starts. So maybe look out for him for getting a start, but I would be surprised if he gets major game time in this Autumn International Series, and I would be a little bit disappointed as well, because these two fly halves, man, we've got to see what they can do in the future. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.